Well, I had a chance to spend a week in Venezuela studying el sistema, and subsequently have been reading everything, talking to everyone. And it is, simply put, the single most significant thing happening in the world of the arts. What has been accomplished is something we never really thought could happen, which is an entire nation's struggling youth has been given an opportunity to study classical music in numbers beyond any imagining, 300,000 or more, and the results are not only the best youth music being produced in the world, but lives transformed beyond anything we thought possible, and lives of the most struggling, poorest, kids most at risk are the very ones who are producing these phenomenal results. So what we have for a long time intuitively hoped, dreamed, imagined might be possible is being lived out on a stage more fully and beautifully in Venezuela than anything I have ever seen or ever thought I would get to see. Well, this amazing happening in Venezuela has sparked a worldwide interest. And in the U.S., springing up like mushrooms are America's transfer, places where these seeds have landed and are beginning to grow in their own way. And what's happening in San Antonio is distinctive from what's happening in the other cities. I would put it in the top rank of important experiments. It's distinctive in ways that other cities aren't. Other cities like Los Angeles and Chicago and Boston, Baltimore are amongst the leading cities. But what's happening in San Antonio is distinctive and unique in that the partner organization is a community organization that is really good at working with these very kids whose lives we're hoping to impact. And the music expertise that's being brought in by YOSA is with the quality that comes from what has been learned in Venezuela. So it isn't a sort of just another youth orchestra attempt to get poor kids interested, but it's actually capturing the feel of what has been successful in Venezuela in bringing together a partnership unlike anything else that's happening around the country. So as this movement begins to spread around America, and there's now a center to gather information and support the movement across the country, what's happening in San Antonio is uniquely important. It's a distinctive kind of model. It brings together resources that have not found their way to each other in other major cities, and the work is off the ground and running faster than in most of the other cities. So it is a particularly important national experiment. In getting to see the kids today, and given the fact that it's right at the beginning of the year, first class for many of them, and it's really the first year outside of the pilot phase, it's not overstating it to say astonished at the quality of the work that was happening. It actually had the flavor of the work I saw in the Venezuela nucleos. I saw kids involved with not just the kind of focus that you'll see American kids in youth orchestras, but with that kind of focus, but radiant with joy, irrepressibly playful and curious. That's one of the distinctive things in Venezuela. They say, we never forget fun, and every child must feel like an asset. In what I saw today, even just in their first lessons, every kid was having fun. Every kid felt like an asset to what was happening in the room, and they were often running with a kind of authentic American way of taking the best of what Venezuela has learned and finding out how it grows in our soil. So my astonishment was to actually see that it was happening, that we're finding an American way. We don't have to pretend, they've got all kinds of circumstances we could never emulate, and yet the heart of this work is translating, and it's already growing here. So that was my astonishment, and I can't wait to come back and see them when they can really start playing some Mozart.